Welcome to my post Amazon Prime Day unboxing haul. If you guys want to see what I bought on Prime Day, I'm going to unbox it for you right here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my home. I'm the YouTube deal guy, Matt Granite. If this is the type of content that you'd like to see, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up. And if you subscribe with your notifications turned on, I will make every day feel like Prime Day for you as we count down to the holidays, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and just awesome savings every day of the deals that I'm going to unbox. They're in the video description box. So if you guys are interested in anything, they are there. I do use affiliate links, so if you're kind enough to use one of my links, I will benefit monetarily. And in full transparency, I did rush to pre-open some of the boxes and then I've resealed them so we can all feel good together. But I had to get my daughter's Fire HD8 tablet out of the box. She was desperate to use it. It's her first tablet. I know she's 2. We're going to limit her screen time, but she does like Peter Pan, and she's taken off without the protective case and the tablet, so that'll probably be broken in a few minutes. Let us begin. All right, first product in the unboxing here. Oh, what do we have? It's the Comfy, and I do have some really cool tech, and if you are interested to see what laptop and what robo vacuum I bought, oh, don't you worry, those are coming up. But let's take a look at the Comfy. The cooler winter months have arrived upon us. I should also add, this video is not sponsored. I legitimately bought all of these products, although I'm sure brands like the Comfy are gonna come forward and offer me money to never model their products again. So I figured that this is fun. It's warm. You just, I don't know, I feel like when my wife sees me in this, she's gonna be like, whoa, who did well on Prime Day? Anyhow, there we go. Second deal that I am going to show you, the Powerbeats Pro. If you guys recall, the Powerbeats Pro are sometimes listed as high as $290. These are $175 on Prime Day, and I did buy them this year because I've made it my post-New Year's resolution to work out at least once this year. So I'm thinking that for workouts, these are sweat and water resistant. I'm never a huge fan of the Beats, mainly because they're overpriced. You're paying for an aesthetic, but the base on these are good. The 9 hours of power, and because they're hooks and they are water resistant, they stay in. So I can really move around in my Comfy like this, you know? Moving, no problems, right? Great deal. The charge case here. And I know the Apple AirPod Pros were on sale as well at $50 off on Prime Day. But I just like the way these hook in. You're not a walking advertisement for Apple. Even though they own Beats, I just think that these feel great as hooks. And the non-dental floss-like battery case just gives me a bit more battery for my day-to-day needs, especially if I ever work out. I did hook my home up with even more of the Kasa TP-Link smart plugs because I wanted the same functionality that I have in the bedroom and the studio to finally go into some additional rooms, the living room. Alexa, turn on the living room. They're on. Oh, and my daughter's room. She's the coolest lamp, which I'm going to show to you right now. The TP-Link smart plug that I have in my daughter's room is particularly useful because I don't know if you guys have had this, but we're in a brand new build and there is no overhead lighting whatsoever. So we actually bought this super cool firecracker lamp, as my daughter calls it. And rather than having to fumble for switches, we can use an Echo device to easily control the outlet, or a smartphone, or whatever it is that we want to do. So very simple. The TP-Link plug goes into the wall. Whatever you plug into that, you've got total voice control over. Also, just a quick side note, my daughter sleeps with an almost full-size Ursula, whom she calls Queen Latifah. It's a long story, but I just thought you might find that interesting because I consider this very unique. With the TP-Link smart plugs as low as $7 a piece on Prime Day, and still on sale now based on which combination pack you choose in the video description box, this is one of my favorite Prime Day deals. My most expensive Prime Day purchase ever in recent memory is in this box. But before we get to that bad boy, oh, here we go. The 23andMe health and ancestry kits were 50% off on Prime Day. You guys might be able to still find a deal on that in the video description box. But I thought that as my wife and I look to learn more about our heritage and each other and possibly pick up some insight on our health traits and predispositions, like why do I hate cilantro and why does she love it? By the way, do you love or hate cilantro? Leave me a message. I would like to see who wins on that battle. But I got us each one of these because I would not necessarily ever buy them at full price, but I do like that deal. I'm now going to take my Comfy off because I'm so overheated. My face is becoming even more of an oil rig, and I am perspiring in areas that I did not anticipate I could perspire. Also included as part of my Prime Day haul I got a new Samsung phone for my wife. I figured she needed an upgrade. Her older iPhone is probably not going to take her that much further. And, well, feature-wise, rather than just run out and pre-order an iPhone 12. I'm sure it's fine. Hold on one second, please. I hope she doesn't watch this video. Oh, it's still fine. I gotta get her a case. This Samsung phone right now was $400 off on Prime Day, unlocked, ready to work with any carrier. Awesome cameras on it, and look, no scratches. It's really durable. All right, moving on to the next deal. Also for Daria, and I did get the Powerbeats headphones for myself. What I got her were the Bose Quiet Comfort headphones, $300, down to around $150 on Prime Day, depending on what hour you looked at it. She does a lot of work from home and client calls, and when I'm streaming or uploading videos or talking in the next room in a really loud voice, I figured I could give her a break from how annoying I am. These have industry-leading active noise cancellation and some really good battery life. She's gonna love that I'm pre-opening all of her gifts, but don't worry, these won't get dropped. Oh, look at these. Can't hear a thing. I can sort of hear my voice, but I'm really loud. These are great. Okay, I'll put them back. She'll never know I opened them. For under $20, one of my favorite Bluetooth speakers on Prime Day, shower ready in the event that you do happen to sing in the shower, you want to hear your music, or you're looking for a nice extension of your smartphone. These have a 5-hour battery life. They usually retail for $40. Still on slight reduction right now if you go to the video description box. But you will be amazed at just how powerful the sound is out of these JBL speakers. I'm going to show you these in action. You'd be amazed at the output from this speaker. I'm going to click play so we can listen to one of my favorite tunes. Now, before we get to this, I want you to hear the volume. And I'm going to show you just how waterproof this is. Like, this is pumping. I'll go even a little louder. Waterproof. I could just leave this in the sink, and then when I'm in the shower, you can hear it perfectly. And you guys can tell my microphone's on me, and you can still hear the audio even with the echo, right? You can stream from your smartphone, a laptop, tablet, whatever it is. You have the actual buttons that you could press on the device itself, or you can control it from an independent product. And then charge ports, which are very nicely protected, are in here. And you will get more than 5 hours battery life out of this. There's a microphone, so if you had to quickly intercept a call, even in the shower, you could do that. And rather than bring your smartphone to a beach or a pool with its value, you could instead just put a speaker at under $40 near the elements, near the sand, and keep your smartphone safe and protected somewhere else. I also took advantage of the 50% off the Echo Show 5. I know many of you guys are very perceptive, and you may be able to see that there's an Echo Show 8 behind me, which is great for the kitchen, but I wanted something a little bit smaller where I could use this in the studio just so I can stay connected to you guys, get my package alerts, and in the event that I've got something that I need to quickly cross-check or reference, I can just yell across the room, and this was something I was very excited to see at 50% off. Every Echo Show has a place. The 10 is a little bit too, the 10-inch screen is a little bit too big for me. The Echo Spot we have on our nightstands, and the Echo Show 5 is a bit small for our kitchen counter, but for setting timers and all those other things, I will show this to you hooked up in a moment. All right, I've got the Echo Show 5 set up, and this is actually a part of the studio that you guys never really see in my home. So when I stand here at this table, I'm sure you guys recognize this view from my typical videos, but there's a table here where sometimes I'm running a separate computer. It depends if there's something that I've got going on, and the Echo Show 5 right here is now set up, and although it does say Peter Pan recently played for my daughter, it's not going to necessarily be about music, and I like the size of it, so I can get my shipments. So as things come in that I'm testing, it's really important that I get those notifications. And I know that sounds crazy with regards to the shipping update, but I could get as many as 10 shipments in a day depending on what I'm reviewing or products that I'm testing. This is also a phone for me, so if I need to quickly call my mom, Alexa, call mom. I have that ability. I can control the studio. Nope, she didn't want to talk to me. That's fine. Alexa, turn off the studio. And then in addition to having the smart plug, I have just an additional layer of control now on the desk that I can see. It's also really important for me that I have an eye on the time. And as you can see, tucked onto this table where I have various things. It sits perfectly, it's not particularly obtrusive, and that was 50% off. Moving on. Oh, I know what this is. This was an amazing Prime Day deal. I alerted my wife to this. She is working from home, like a lot of you guys now. And this is the Microsoft Surface. And this, on Prime Day, was $300 off if you caught it at the right moment, and I was watching this. So I sent this to my wife to buy, so she got this. I'm really happy she bought this. I'm sure she's not going to mind me opening this. So the Surface laptop is one of my favorite laptops, just in terms of the value that you get. It has the new Ryzen, or relatively new AMD Ryzen processor. Comes beautifully loaded with 8, 16, even 32 gigs of RAM. And this is the 15-inch display, 15.4 inch, I believe. I mean this as a compliment. I hate to compare PC products to Apple, but this is very Apple-like in terms of its packaging and also in terms of its aesthetic. And I use a 16-inch MacBook Pro in the studio a lot. I would love to switch that out to a Surface if they ever make something with the horsepower that I need. But this has a touchscreen. It's the Surface Laptop 3. It has the Face ID recognition on it. It's very thin. It is an absolutely beautiful machine. It's got omnidirectional speakers. I'm going to let her set it up and turn it on, but it is a touchscreen. And if you guys are looking for a great laptop to get these specs on a Mac, and a Mac doesn't even have a touchscreen laptop available at this point, you would be paying almost double to get these specs from Apple. So it's beautiful, it's thin. Unlike Apple, you do get a USB-A and then a USB-C port, so you get the older port if you do want to use this, even though this is a nice machine. This is beautiful. I hope she likes it. Now I'm going to just put it back together, and she'll never know. She actually will know. She watches all of my YouTube videos, and is sometimes in them. All right. For the big finish, I'm going to present to you the Roborock S5 Max. And if you guys watch me very closely while I was live on Prime Day, or even some of the questions that I answered right here on YouTube, many of you were asking, should you buy the Roomba or the Roborock? And my answer was you should buy the Roomba if you're looking for the base level. But if you were looking for the best bang for your buck, down from around $600 to $439, and there were some other deals on the Roborock that dropped, the S5 Max, which I'm going to show you, the S5 Max was my top pick because in addition to being a CES 2020 Innovative Award winner, it's a mop, it's a vacuum, and then it also uses its LiDAR mapping technology, and I'm going to show this to you in action. This is, I think, compared to some of the self-emptying RoboVac deals that we saw on Prime Day, for me in my home, which is probably a lot smaller than some of your homes, this was what I needed and this was the way to go. So I am going to set this up, but I just want to show you right out of the box. It's got a thin profile, and the fact that this mops and vacuums and navigates through your home hello, Roborock. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh! So here's what I'm going to do. I haven't cleaned in a while due to Prime Day. I'm going to just send this around the home, set it up, and we will look at the results together in a moment. Now it's time to show you the Roborock all set up. I've added water to the little mop reservoir here, just the mop functionality, and a vacuum. One of the best things about the Roborock S5 is that it does learn where things are. And I actually had this run for a few minutes just so it could map my property out a little bit. I ran it for 17 minutes and now I'll show it to you in action. The mode settings are kind of cool. There's different levels of water that you can set up for the mop, but it does have a very quiet mode. So in the event that my daughter is sleeping or someone's working, you can use turbo. Here, let's put it on a turbo for a second. This is turbo. And you can see it has a map with its LiDAR technology that it's drawn of my property. So rather than drawing relentless figure eights around the home, it learns where furniture is, where all of my Prime Day boxes are, all the things that I've yet to unbox. And this is it at max. I'm going to put it onto quiet mode and then I'll show you how it mops in a second. Let's put it into quiet mode. So this is quiet mode. Definitely moving around quietly, and you can see that with the way that it navigates, it can definitely bridge the gap between medium pile carpets and the floor. That's very quiet, and I assure you it is cleaning. Now, if you guys looked very closely, it is providing me with freshly mopped floors, and this is still in quiet mode if you guys were wondering. You can see it's actually mopping. It's going to pick up this debris here. It's got some fast fluid movement. If you compare this to the Eufy or even the Cordy, which I owned before, and some of the Roombas that I've tested, this has a little bit more speed and efficiency as it makes its way around your home. Goes right up to the edges, even under the dishwasher. It's kind of cool. So I've run this now for a total of 20 minutes, 3 minutes now, and then 17 minutes before we started rolling. We consider ourselves a relatively clean household. And in the amount of time that it's been running, it's removed the dirt from the level of the carpets. I'm sure you guys already see these little pieces of cereal. It's definitely a very powerful, highly customizable vacuum. And of the ones that I've tested, thank you. I've tested more than a dozen this year to date. This is my favorite. I'm really happy with this purchase. If you do want to buy the Roborock S5 Max and possibly still score a great discount on it, it is in the video description box. Thank you, friend. So in addition to the Fire HD8 tablet, which is not with us at this moment with the exception of the case. Oh, and this. I thought that this was fun. But I'm not going to recommend it as a deal because it's not as bright as I thought. This might end up on one of the products that I regret buying. But it's a levitating light bulb that I thought could be a really cool night lamp. The description was a little bit misleading in terms of the brightness. It's a cool conversation piece because it is levitating, but I'm not going to include that as one of the Prime Day deals that I would recommend. But anyhow, I hope that this was of interest to you. If you guys liked what you saw, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up. And if you do subscribe with your notifications turned on, when deals of the nature that I received on the products that I purchased return, I'll be the first to alert you. And I've got some really great holiday content coming up. And in the meantime, I'm still really overheated from wearing this comfy not too long ago. I think I might save money on heat this winter. All right, I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.